Hey, how's it going, YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to be talking about why the Brooklyn Nets are the most slept-on team in the entire NBA playoffs as of right now. Now, a lot of y'all might be like, really, the Brooklyn Nets is their first year being in the playoffs on forever. How could they possibly be slept on or underrated? Well, I think they're extremely underrated, and I'm going to be giving you a few reasons why I do think they're underrated. So I'm going to be getting into all that in this video. So without further ado, without running on too much, just get right into this video. Alright, so for my first reason for this video is going to be that they are very well-rounded. Now for a 6 seed, this team is actually pretty deep and pretty well-rounded as well, as they actually have one legit all-star level player in D'Angelo Russell, who is quickly becoming one of the best scoring point guards in the entire league, as he can knock down the three. He can pretty much score from everywhere on the court, and he's really had a breakout season. I think he's averaging around 20 points per game right now, so he's really becoming that legit that first scoring option that every team needs if they're going to make the playoffs and make it kind of a deep playoff run. So I mean, they do have one legit star, which pretty much every playoff team at least needs one of, but then also they have a very good and up-and-coming athletic big man who is always an alley-oop threat. And when you have someone like that and a point guard as skilled as a passer as well as D'Angelo Russell, that's going to help you a ton, because Jarrett Allen can alley-oop if he's open at all. He's extremely athletic, but another thing that he does very well is protect the paint, as he is averaging around 1.5 blocks per game this year. So I mean, the dude's very good at rim protecting, but he's also a very, very good offensive threat to have, because when you have a big man that can not only set screens, but like in the pick and roll game, you can just alley-oop it to him whenever you want, because he's so athletic. It helps a lot, because now, I mean, it just makes the pick and roll that much harder to guard, and we've seen with elite big men like Anthony Davis and Giannis and all that. Now, yes, Giannis isn't a big man, but with really athletic people, they make the pick and roll so much more dynamic and so much more harder to guard, and that's one thing that Jarrett Allen does very good. But also, Jarrett Allen's been kind of refining his offensive game as well, so he's getting there. He's going to I think he's going to be probably a top 10, top 15 center in the entire league in the very, very near future. He was one of my favorite players coming out of the draft after last year, and like seeing all the rookies, I think Jarrett Allen is definitely top 10 in that draft class from last year, and Brooklyn made a very good pick. So them two being there, an all-star level point guard and scorer that you definitely need, but then also someone that can hold down the paint in Jarrett Allen, two very good things. But now they also have a shooter in Joe Harris that is absolutely wet. He won the three-point contest. That's not the only reason I knew about him. I knew vaguely of him before the three-point contest, and after a little bit more research going to this video, he does more than just shoot. But yes, he kind of like that JJ Redick for the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, if he's open, he is going to knock down the shot, and he just spreads the court that much more. But something that he does a little bit better than JJ Redick, not saying he's a better player, but he can also drive the paint very, very well, as like he's kind of a combo guard. He can pretty much do everything, but the thing he excels at the most, obviously his three-point shooting, and he helps them a ton, as I mean, he kind of helps get pressure off of D'Angelo Russell, as D'Angelo Russell sees would be seeing double teams, and they would, like, if they had a number 2 guard, kind of like Andre Roberson, who cannot shoot, it would cause so much more pressure on D'Angelo Russell if they didn't have him. So he helps spread the court a lot, and he's a very, very nice role player to have on their team. But then they also have other good bench players and like role players that every team needs, as they have people like Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, not many people have people like Spencer Dinwiddie off their bench. Like, he was a 6th man of the year candidate, definitely one of the best 6 man in the entire league, had a breakout season last year, and let's be honest, I mean, not many teams can come back with their own 6 man that's that talented, but they also have players like Caris LeVert, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, Ed Davis, and a couple other players like that who are also very, very good off the bench. And I do think that, like, just how rounded they have a bench, they have all-star level scoring, they can score the ball very good, they have someone that can lock down the middle, and plus some other role players that can do very good as well. So I definitely do think that their team is one of the more well-rounded in the entire playoffs, especially for a 6 seed. But now my second reason is going to be that they're like kind of the underdog. Like, no one really, let's be honest, who expects the Brooklyn Nets to come into the playoffs after so many years of missing it and finally and already beat the number 2 seeded Philadelphia 76ers? Literally no one expects that. But with the series currently being tied 1-1 against the number 2 ranked 76ers in this playoffs, like, obviously there's no expectations for you, which is going to make them play so much more loose. We've already seen what they were doing that's very effective. Now, they kind of got out of hand last game in the 3rd quarter, which hurt a lot, but I mean, if it wasn't for that third quarter, the game would have been extremely close in game 2. So I mean, we've already seen what they're doing. They're pretty much completely taking JJ Redick out of the game and relying on Joel Embiid not being so dominant and like helping off of everything. And if you're not a shooter, they help a ton. We've already seen that in both games, and obviously in game 1 it worked very, very well as they were able to come out with the win. But another thing it helps with like scoring and just your entire game overall. Because if you play basketball at all or any other sport, you know playing without pressure and expectations is so much easier than when a team like when you're the Philadelphia 76ers, who lost in the second round, had a disappointing playoff run last year, and now they're playing the 6th seed and they lost game 1. You know how much pressure that is for the Philadelphia 76ers to win this series? There is so much pressure on them right now. So I mean, the Brooklyn Nets are really going to help with that underdog mentality and really do believe that they can win, and they don't fear this Philadelphia 76ers. Like, they don't fear them at all. That's another thing that's been helping them a ton, and that underdog mentality is really helping with all of this. But now my third reason is going to be they match up well with not only the Philadelphia 76ers, but with pretty much any other team in the entire playoffs, as not many teams have as good of a scorer on the court and court manager like D'Angelo Russell. Because D'Angelo Russell, I mean, he's getting into the top tier of guards. He's becoming one of the probably a top 15 scorer in the entire NBA, and that's only going to keep improving as the years go on, most likely. So, I mean, that's going to be very nice. But another thing that many people have is a point guard as good as D'Angelo Russell to go along with as athletic as a big man and as dynamic of a big man as Jarrett Allen. That is very hard to find, and I would not be surprised at all if they do become one of the better duos in the entire league. So not many people can have a team where they have a beast of a point guard, but also a very athletic big man to help in the paint. Not many teams have that. But then if they do have that, not many other teams have an athletic point guard, I mean a very good point guard, an athletic big man to go along with a great bench and great role players, as I mean, often most opponents will not be able to come back, as like their role players on the Brooklyn Nets are probably some of the best in the entire league. Like, you can't tell me that most other teams have role players like Joe Harris, DeMarre Carroll, Kirkus, and some other people on the bench as well, like Spencer Dinwiddie and all of them. Let's be honest, almost no one can compete with that at all. And then if you look even deeper on their bench, they still have legit players. I mean, LeVert, Graham, Rondé, Hollis Jefferson, Ed Davis, among others. Kirkus, they're all very good role players, and not many teams can compete with that. And that makes you very, very dynamic and very hard to deal with, and they match up very well with everybody just because of how deep they can go and how many people they can potentially have in. If one person's having a bad night, you can sub them in for someone else, and you won't be losing that much productivity at all. So basically, I think this team is very slept on just because of all the reasons I've said, how they're very well-rounded, one of the more well-rounded teams in the entire playoffs, not even just on the Eastern Conference side. They're having the underdog mentality, and when you're an underdog and you don't fear a team at all that you're playing, that gives you a huge advantage. And then another thing that they match up well is pretty much every other team in the entire playoffs. So yeah, but unfortunately, guys, let me reveal. So comment below, how far do you think Brooklyn Nets are going to go? Do you think they're going to lose to 76ers? Do you think they're going to win? Do you think D'Angelo Russell is becoming one of the better point guards in the entire league? On your thoughts in the comment section below. And also, if you are still listening, I want you to know I'm not even a Brooklyn Nets fan. I'm just a fan of the NBA, and my favorite team is the Pelicans. So obviously, I have no bias towards this team. I just think that the Nets are one of the more young, up-and-coming teams that a lot of teams should respect a lot more, and I think that's what happened in Game 1. 76ers really didn't respect them, and they came out and punched them in the mouth, and that's why they did that. So I really do think that this team could compete with the 76ers and maybe even win this round. Do I think they're going to win it? Probably not, but I think there is a legit chance. But I want to hear your comments in the section below. What do you think Brooklyn is going to do all that? And I hope you did like the video point. And if you did like the video, and point the like button and subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. And I can't thank y'all enough for all the support y'all been showing. YouTube's been kind of slow for me lately, but I mean, it's going to pick up. It's YouTube, and we're about to go into the summer, so I'm hoping this is going to be a very big summer for my YouTube channel, and very big. And once the summer does come around, I will be going back to daily uploading, as I stopped daily uploading around when my basketball season started, and I really didn't get back to it since, just because, like, I mean, during the school year, every other day is a lot easier, but the second summer comes along, the daily uploads will be coming back. Trust me, we're going to get this momentum back, and we're going to get this channel to even bigger and better places, but I won't be able to do that at all if I didn't have God. God is the reason I'm here. He's blessed me, put me in this position to make these videos. He's just blessed me in everything, and I just cannot give enough praise to Him, and I've been blessed in so many ways in my life from Him, and I just have to give all glory to God in all my videos, so yeah, just all glory to Him. But like I said, if you like the like button and subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. Hope you have a blessed day. Can I have a blessed day? So you need to have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah, blah, blah.